What do you do if you're going through separation and you don't want to uproot your kids and start a whole new life with them, causing even more trauma than the separation is already causing? Well, there's a new trend going on, and it's called nesting. So, nesting is where two people decide to leave the kids in the house, but they alternate who stays with the kids and lives with the kids in that house. So maybe mom will live with the kids for 1 week, and then dad will live with the kids in the house for the other week while mom goes back to her apartment. But the real question is, can this strategy actually work? Or are you quietly setting yourself up for even more conflict and trauma for the kids? Over the next few minutes, I'm going to explain when nesting can work and when it usually falls apart, and what you need to do if you're considering this arrangement during separation or divorce. My name is Charlie Shane. I'm a family law attorney in Washington, and I help parents build practical divorce strategies that protect their children without causing unnecessary legal or emotional damage. On paper, nesting sounds ideal: minimal disruption, maximum stability. And in the short term, it can work, especially when both parents are cooperative and focus on logistics, not emotion. But where it fails is when people don't make rules, when they don't decide who pays for the grocery, who deep cleans before you switch days. What happens if one parent brings someone over? How long would this arrangement last? They assume that goodwill alone would carry them through. But goodwill fades when boundaries aren't clear. As the saying goes, fences make good neighbors. If you're considering nesting, there is a strategic way to do it. The first step is to have written ground rules. Who pays for the groceries? What's the cleaning schedule going to be like? What about guests? You want to have every possible point of contention addressed. Step 2, you want to have a specific timeline, because nesting is never a long-term solution. You want to think about things like, is this a 90-day bridge? Is this an arrangement until the home sells? Is this a 6-month arrangement? And step 3, you have to have legal alignment. You need to have this in the form of a court order, so that all these expectations are all addressed in the court order. It becomes an enforceable agreement. It's not about mistrust or even a failure to co-parent. It's about clarity. Here's where I see nesting work. It works when communication is respectful, both parents are financially transparent, and there's low conflict. Also, and this is critical, there has to be a clear exit plan. However, it rarely works when one spouse is controlling, there's unresolved resentment, or when dating begins without clear boundaries. Stability for the children isn't just about having them stay in the same house. It's about reducing tension and helping them transition into their new life where both parents live apart. And sometimes nesting is just the right thing to help them with that transition. Having the kids live in the same house after separation can be a thoughtful short-term strategy, but only if it's structured carefully. If you're considering this arrangement and want to understand the legal and emotional risks before committing to it, schedule a strategy session with my office. We'll walk you through your specific situation and help you determine whether this approach supports your children, or it might quietly create more conflict down the road. Follow the instructions next to this video to schedule your strategy session.